Okay, today we're going to be making seafood rice. And these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. This is all the seasoning, which is ginger, rosemary, turmeric, gumbo fowl, thyme, ground thyme, garlic, granulated garlic, curry powder, and paprika. I also added a little bit of sugar and salt. It's Himalayan sea salt in here. So this is all of our seasoning. This is our peppers, all three colors, yellow, orange, and green. This is our shrimp that we've already cooked up. This is probably about 1.5 cups of shrimp. This is the rest of our seafood, which contains some imitation crab meat. I usually use the real one, but I just bought a bag of it. Octopus, lobster, and different things like that. These are the oyster mushrooms that I just diced up. Purple onions, green onions, and cilantro. Now this broth right here is from the seafood boil that I made probably about 3 weeks ago. I always keep my broth and freeze it because in case I make something else that has a seafood dish like gumbo or something like that, then I use it for that, and it's really good. It's already seasoned. So over here, I'm using 2 of my pots because I have to make a lot of seafood rice for an event that I'm going to tonight. I'm going to use my wok, and I'm going to use just a regular frying pan. These are the oils that I'm going to be using. Grapeseed oil, which is a really good oil. It's already seasoned. This is just extra virgin olive oil. I'm also using unsalted butter. So I'm going to go ahead and add my butter. My pots are already hot. Turn it down a little bit. You know butter burns. I'm going to add, I'll get it first. I'm going to add my extra virgin olive oil. That's already burning. I need to turn that all the way down. Get this off so it can cool off a little bit. I'm going to add, this is the grapeseed oil. And I'm just probably adding about 3 tablespoons to each. It's the grapeseed oil going in the wok. So I just want to fry my rice up and saute my vegetables. So I'm going to be sauteing my vegetables first. Now, anyone that cooks seafood, you know that your seafood is the last thing to go in because you don't want it to be rubbery. Again, I should have let that melt a little bit. I can put this back on the fire because my fire is down. My temperature's down a little bit. Okay. So that was my peppers. Here's my green onions. I wish I had a bigger wok so I could use one. But just have to do what I have to do. This is the cilantro. This is my onions, my purple onions going in. And last but not least, oyster mushrooms. Okay. We're going to go ahead. Keep it on there. Keep it on here. I'm going to go ahead and let this saute. Then we're going to add the rice. Let that saute. And I'm going to go ahead and add some of my seasoning mixture after it sautés a little bit. So I'm going to be adding it to the vegetables and to the rice after I fry that. This is a good time to wipe up your mess. Good time for that. You can use that right there. Because that's not hot. That burner's not hot. Let's clean up our mess real quick while those are sauteing. Okay. We're going to go ahead and let this saute a little bit. I can turn the heat up just a little bit because now it's just not the butter, but it's also the extra virgin olive oil and the grapeseed oil that's in there. So that should prevent it from sticking, that butter sticking. And you know what? I just got this wok, and today's my first day using it. But I've been seeing a lot of people cooking with this wok, and I am going to get me a larger one because they had a larger one, and I should have got that one. But this was on sale. It was only $10, and it comes with a lid. Isn't this nice? I was like, oh, I'm going to get the bigger one. The bigger one was $19, which is still good. And it comes with the lid as well. Okay, I'm going to add some of my seasoning in to these vegetables. I know this may look like a lot of seasoning, but the size of the pan of rice that I'm going to be doing, it's needed. And I'll be tasting it to make sure that it's not over seasoned. Everybody should taste their food. So I'll be tasting it. But then just look at these vegetables. Don't they look pretty? All the colors. All of the colors. It looks really good. Okay, I'm going to put this lid on here. And let this cook a little while. And I'm going to tell you about the different seasonings that I use. Now, turmeric. Turmeric, I started using this probably about 6 years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer. Someone told me that turmeric helps prevent and reduce inflammation in the body. And a lot of people don't know that inflammation, cancer is, and a lot of our diseases are caused by inflammation in the body. So I try to use turmeric on everything. It's also a good skin regimen. I use this in some of the skin products that I make, and for masks, you might have seen a video that I made before with a mud mask, a turmeric mask with chickpea flour and milk and some other ingredients. This is awesome. Everybody should have this in their home. And I just get this. You can pick it up at Kroger's, but I don't really like getting it at stores like that because I really want real turmeric. So I get it at the DeKalb Farmers Market. If you're in Ohio, you can get it at Whole Foods. Also, let me tell you about gumbo fowl. Gumbo fowl is really good. It doesn't have a strong taste to it, but it does have a good sense of binding all of your other seasonings together. And a lot of people use it in their gumbo. It's really good. And you know about thyme. Oh, let me tell you about ginger. This is another staple for me. I use ginger in everything. Ginger is good just if you have high blood pressure. I mean, why not get the vitamins and the nutrients that we need through our food? Okay. All right. So these are sauteed pretty good. Now, since this is a rice, they can be a little crunchy. I don't mind that. I don't want them real crunchy and undercooked, but they can be a little crunchy. So I'm going to go ahead. I already have my rice. I already made my rice. I'm making I'm adding a brown rice to this. I don't use anything but brown rice. So I'm going to go ahead and add my rice. And I'm not going to overwhelm the pan, the skillet I mean. I'm just going to put enough in there. Hi Zoe. Got my little Zoe with me today. Okay. You putting it in here? I need to put it over here, over in there. No, not me, but just the thing. Okay. I'm going to put enough in here, probably like one more spoonful. Okay. I'm going to mix all of these up. Let me get this spoon out of here because I try not to use that metal spoon in the wok to scrape it up. So I use a wood one. I think I'm going to switch over all of my spoons, my serving spoons to wooden spoons because you know, you tear your pots up like that. But you live and you learn, so I'm going to be switching over when I can. Okay, now look how that's coming together. You know, isn't that looking good? Look at that. That's looking really, really good. And as I go along, I know you're wondering, like, how you going to cook the other one? I'm going to still fry my rice, and I'm just going to add this to it. Add the same seasoning to it. It just won't be fried with the rest of the rice just won't be fried with the vegetables, which is fine. It's still, after I get done with all of it's going to be seasoned together, so it's fine, and it'll marinate. I'll let it sit. It'll marinate together. That's looking pretty good. Okay, and since I've already seasoned my vegetables, I am not going to put any more seasoning in these two pans. I'm going to take this out, go ahead and put it in my larger pan, my pot that I'm going to be taking it over in, and keep on frying rice. Now this is the larger one that I'm going to be putting this over in. Get some room here. Turn that down. Watch her for it. Adding this in. And I'm going to turn this down. Okay. Now this round is going to be a little different because we've used all our vegetables up. Oh. I didn't know I turned that on. I need to turn it down. Okay. Here's our grapeseed oil. Okay. Grapeseed oil. Extra virgin olive oil. Now we've already used the extra virgin olive oil in the other one. Just put this over here. Okay. Now I'm going to be adding some butter. And I'm going to let that get hot. The wok seems like it's already hot. Okay, let this get hot. Again, this is the one with the vegetables. Now we're doing something with with the rice, and we're gonna add in our shrimp and veggies. I mean, and our seafood mix. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Get this butter melted. Let's get this butter melted. Come on, butter melt. Going to melt. Turn you up just a little bit. You really want all your butter to be melted first before you put anything in here to cook. But for this video's sake, the longness of the video, time on the video, I'm gonna go ahead and add my ingredients, and I'm gonna put my seafood in first. I'm gonna put my seafood in. Now, you have to be really careful with this because this seafood is already cooked. As you can see, it's already pink. So we're not gonna cook this long at all. We don't want rubbery seafood. This is uncooked. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and add my rest of my seasoning. Or some of it. Okay? Add the rice. You have to move kind of quick because you got seafood in here and you don't want it to be, sorry, you don't want it to be overcooked. Go ahead and add my rice. Get over here, Lauren. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Go ahead. Now this one isn't as bright because we don't have any vegetables in there, but it's going to be in the same, it's going to marinate in the same pot. This needs to be turned up a little. Okay. I'm going to let this cook, fry a little bit, let this rice fry a little bit. And I'm going to go over here and stir this. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that broth. It needs to be stirred up really well. I have a little more rice in this one than I did in the other one. But it's fine. All of it's going together, you guys. Again, I didn't have a wok as big. I mean, big enough to make it all together. So we're just going to make it work. I'm going to improvise. Zoe, what's the matter? And once we get all of this mixed up really well, to get all of it mixed up really well, I'm going to go ahead and let that fry down. Keep it on the food. Keep it on the food. Hold on, Zo. What's wrong? On the food. letting that fry down. Okay, let me show you what I'm going to do with this broth. First of all, after I get the meat in here, the seafood in here, I'm going to add a little broth to it. Everything has been fried. Everything's been sauteed. And look at this. It looks good enough to eat. If I was vegan, I could eat it now. But it looks good enough to eat just like this. But we want to take it a step further. And spice up the flavor. I'm going to go ahead and put this, I don't want to cook mine long at all. Just stirring it. Okay. Because my rice was already pre-cooked. And it's alright for me to transfer using the same, because this is going in the same, it's the same dish, it's not a different dish. This looks good, really good. Okay, it's ready to go over there, because we don't want to cook it long. We don't want rubbery seafood, so